So I had this teammate. He was a former MLB player. He played like 7 years for the Nationals. And he was a really cool guy, like one of those people that's sort of like larger than life. He taught me a lot, though. So we were taking BP before a game one day. His first round, I couldn't believe it. Every single ball that he hit was a foul ball into the stands. Like he was just fouling it off into left, like into the bleachers because he's a lefty. And I asked him, like, dude, you just not seeing the ball? And he goes, well, no, that's just what I do every single round. And he said that he needs to feel the ball get super deep in the strike zone because he's always early. Kind of makes sense. You know, the dude's probably used to facing guys throwing 100 all the time. I thought that was really interesting, too, because he just had absolutely no ego about it. He didn't look embarrassed. Like, he would foul one off and just hit it into the stands. And he just didn't care because that's what he needed to feel in BP for his first round. And then by his like fifth round, he hit several balls out of the park. And that was a really eye-opening moment for me because it made me realize that everything that I had sort of been thinking about BP was sort of backwards. You don't need to look good, obviously. It's just about feeling what you need to feel. And I always say in my videos, hitting, throwing, running, it's all about how you feel rather than what's actually happening or what you're trying to do. Never met a more humble person than my teammate that I was talking about. The dude had absolutely like nothing to prove to anyone because he knew he was that good. And so it was so cool to see someone like just fail, just foul a ball off over and over and over. And he just did not care at all. And that changed my entire approach, not only just to like being an athlete, but to life too. Because your truth kind of prevails, right? Like his truth was like, this is getting me right for the game. And he probably had like 2 hits in that game. You know, the dude was a beast, you know? And so my challenge to you guys is when you take batting practice, when you lift, you see this in lifting too, like with ego lifting, like don't be an ego lifter. Don't have something to prove. You don't need to show anyone anything. If you know what you need to do to get better, just focus on that and accomplish that. It might mean you have to ground out to the second baseman. It might mean, like Freddie Freeman does that. He tries to ground out to the shortstop every time he hits BP because he's so upward with his swing. That gets him like in the middle of the ball in games. Have no ego about it. Like, and that's something the game can teach you is like humility. And that's what my teammate taught me. It's like I used to always try to like put on a show in BP and just like show everyone how great I was. But I realized it's so much better to just know that I'm great. If I have to show it to everyone else, am I really that great? No, obviously, right? It's like I'm trying to prove it, right? When you feel like you have to prove it, really that's just like an insecurity manifesting, right? And so in lifting, it's the same way. A lot of times you get in the weight room, especially college weight rooms, and it's good to be competitive, but like in my experience, you see a lot of guys lifting way more than they should be. Injuries go up because of that, but also like if you're not moving the right way, like with reverse lunges or squats, for example, if your joints aren't aligned properly, if your posture isn't good, you're just getting strong in like really suboptimal movement patterns that aren't going to help you on the field, really. So really just take the ego out of it in all of your practice. Like, don't be afraid to try and don't be afraid to look silly. Because ultimately, if you try as hard as you can and you focus on the things that you know you need to focus on, you're going to look silly. Now, I'm telling you guys right now, the best player I ever played with, when he took BP, he looked silly. He didn't look cool at all. Like to me, I was so confused the first time I saw it. I was like, man, this guy played in the MLB. What the heck is going on? I think a lot of other sports are that way too. Like after retiring from baseball, I've sort of had the opportunity to try out some other sports like basketball and martial arts and stuff like that. And it's been really fun, but it's also been very humbling as well because you get to kind of start as a beginner. And obviously I have like all my friends kind of pick on me because I already am very athletic from playing baseball, but having the beginner's mentality has allowed me to progress through those other sports a lot faster too. So it's a really important lesson because you can apply it to anything else. Just other sports, life, school, social life, like whatever, man. this dude who made it to the top league of all baseball, and he's just fouling balls off into the stands, and that's how he was practicing. And so, and you go, if you watch MLB game too, like you'll see so many unorthodox things and just strange stances, loads, finishes. Like you'll see one hand finish, two hand finish. You'll see like the hitch. You'll see guys with really high hands, leg kick, toe tap. It's all sorts of crazy stuff. Open stance, closed stance. And it really makes you wonder though, because a lot of hitting instruction on YouTube, to me at least, because I'm super into it. Like I look up a lot of other stuff, and there's some really good content out there. A lot of those guys, it's a lot better editing than I am too. you know, I'm getting there though, but they're so focused on mechanics, and I just think there's more that we can explore with this. Because with hitting, I mean, one of the best coaches I ever had, he said that hitting is 90% how you feel when you walk up to the plate. So mechanics are really only probably 5 to 10% of hitting. Like you also have to consider like vision, timing, and with that, there's a lot of different things that happen though too, because sometimes kids or athletes can see the ball, but they're just sort of like dysregulated in some way. Like they're missing underneath, like where they think the middle of the ball is underneath. So sort of like overcorrecting that by having them hit on top of the ball gets them in the middle. It happens all the time in my lessons. And so there's something going on with the brain there, right? Like you have to consider those kinds of things too. And then there's also the emotional side. If you don't feel good in the box, you're never going to hit well. If you're not confident, if you don't believe that you can beat the pitcher, you could have the prettiest swing in the world. It's just going to break down in the middle of a game. Like it's not gonna play in a game if you don't feel good. If you have a big long camp, I'll tell that story typically. But yeah, usually not like in a 30-minute lesson. But bottom line is, guys, train all aspects of the game, not just mechanics, and take your ego out of it. And I hope that helps a ton. Peace out, guys.